Hello, let me introduce myself. My name is Jung-eun Kim, and I'm from Buron Middle School. The topic I'm going to present is the climate crisis. First, let's look at the causes of the climate crisis and the current situation. And secondly, the damage to permafrost caused by the climate crisis. The third is the countries that are being flooded by the climate crisis. And finally, talk about action for the climate crisis. Climate crisis. What is the climate crisis? Climate crisis refers to a condition in which climate change poses irreversible risk to human civilization, such as water shortages, food shortages, marine acidification, sea level rise, and ecosystem collapse, as well as extreme weather. There are many causes of the climate crisis. The main causes are carbon dioxide, methane, and fossil fuels. Greenhouse gases will be released from air conditioners and cars that have been turned on every day due to the endless heat waves this summer. And we emit greenhouse gases every day by reducing carbon dioxide absorption due to reckless deforestation, excess greenhouse gas emissions due to industrialization, electricity, and waste that are used every day, and methane gas emitted by raising livestock. The fact is that we are ignoring it now. Current climate crisis situation. We spend 1,000 times more on fossil fuels subsidies worldwide than a nature-based situation. Natural climate solutions use only 2% of all the money they use to prevent the climate crisis. This is your money, your taxes and savings. Even more insane, the price we need nature most of it now and is destroying it faster than ever. Up to 200 species are becoming extinct every day. A huge amount of Arctic ice has disappeared, and most of the wildlife has disappeared. Most of our soil has also disappeared. The Earth is in danger now due to the climate crisis. From now on, I will tell you about various damage caused by the climate crisis. Damage to permafrost. Permafrost refers to a layer of soil that has been frozen for more than 2 years. It is mainly located in the Arctic Circle, and in Russia, 2/3 of the country corresponds to the permafrost. Other than that, as you can see in the picture, many countries correspond to the permafrost. The problem is the global warming is melting much faster than originally expected. Problem 1. Accelerate global warming due to mass greenhouse gas emissions. There's a huge amount of carbon dioxide trapped in the ice in the permafrost. Global warming will escalate rapidly as the ice melts and the trapped carbon dioxide begins to leak out. Also underneath, the permafrost is the substance called methane hydrate. Methane will cause a greenhouse effect that is 20 times more powerful than carbon dioxide and become a more serious problem. The current picture shows a melting glacier in Greenland in July 2022. If all the glaciers in Greenland melt, the global sea level is estimated to rise 7.5 meters. Problem 2. Damage from ground collapse. As the hard permafrost begins to melt, the people of the country who have been living on it also in crisis. The house tilted and road bent. Eventually, there will be immigrants who have to live their long lives. One example of this is Siberian fuel tank damage. In May 2020, a fuel tank at a power plant in Siberia was damaged, resulting in a massive oil spill. Siberia, which had an average temperature of 20 degrees Celsius, was measured to reach 40 degrees in June 2020. This caused rivers and soil to be blackened. The cause was the melting of the Permafrost under the fuel tank and the collapse of the surroundings. Problem 3. Damage from wildfires. Due to the increased temperature and lightning due to global warming, the permafrost has become an environment where forest fires are likely to occur. In addition, underneath the frozen layer is peat, which is pre-granular dust, which is more likely to catch fire because the moisture evaporating when a large forest fire occurs. A large amount of carbon dioxide is emitted, which in turn worsens global warming. Problem 4. Disease spread. Underneath the permafrost are not only human and animal carcasses, but also any virus that caused the death at the time. Humans and animals do not survive even if they are dead. But the virus does not die and returns to a state where it can survive and work. The actual case is the Siberian anthrax case. In August 2016, the permafrost was thawed in Siberia due to an unprecedented heat wave. At this time, the bodies of reindeer who died 75 years ago came out, and there was anthrax in them. When the reindeer died, anthrax returned to its active state, and hundreds of reindeer and about 20 reindeers died of anthrax. Next is about countries that are submerged. Rising sea levels are caused by rising global temperature due to increased greenhouse gas emissions. As the mass increases and the volume increases, the average sea level rises. As a result, many countries are now underwater, and the lives of their people are also at risk. A typical example of this is Kiribati, an island country. The country is low above sea level and surrounded by the sea. So if the sea level rises, most of the land will be submerged. 21 of the 32 islands are made up of uninhabited islands, all now beautiful islands that may disappear from the map in the next 50 years due to climate change. In fact, in 1999, 24 islands had already disappeared. Now people are threatened with survival because they have lost their homes. Another example is the Sierra Leone. The country is located in Africa, and they are also life-threatening. They have to cross the sea to go from one end of the island to the other. But every year the water only got a little deeper, and the islanders had to make a living by fishing. The country is about the size of 2 football fields, so rising sea levels will make it even more dangerous. This is the last chapter, Action for Climate Change. As we saw earlier, our climate is in crisis, but we can fix this. In order to survive, we must stop burning fossil fuels. But this is not enough. A number of solutions are being talked about. There's a solution right in front of us. There's a magic machine that sucks carbon in the air, costs little, and grows on its own. It's called a tree. Trees are examples of natural climate solutions, and mangroves, peatlands, jungles, wetlands, seedbed, kelp forests, swamps, and coral reefs all take carbon out of the air and trap it. Nature is a tool we can use to result a climate increases. These natural climate solutions will make a huge difference. Isn't that cool? What should we do? It's simple. We need to protect and result and accumulate funds. This can happen anywhere. Solution at the international level. First, countries around the world should join hands to discuss ways to slow down the progress of global warming, and the adapt measure and system should be implemented in common around the world. Second, in order to reduce greenhouse gas emission, regulation should be made on industrial plants that emit harmful substances worldwide. Third, countries around the world should work hand in hand to study how to resolve the ozone layer destroyed by global warming. A national solution. First, a bill should be put forward to replace factories that are responsible for air pollution and greenhouse gas emissions with eco-friendly factories. Second, in order to preserve the environment, we should implement a system that benefits those who have committed themselves. Third, people should be encouraged to use eco-friendly transportation such as bicycles rather than private cars. A personal solution. First, do not use disposable products as much as possible to prevent damage and development of nature. Second, bicycle or public transportation should be used rather than private cars to reduce greenhouse gas emissions. Third, in order to reduce the amount of waste, which is the main culprit of global warming, reuse or recycling should be practiced in daily life. Everything is important. What you do is important. Let's protect the earth together. This is Sir. Thank you for listening to my presentation.